Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. I got a viewer question yesterday regarding how to get out of a fishing slump. They said they ended last year with a couple of bad tournaments, started off this year with a couple of bad club tournaments, and they're concerned that they're in a slump. And I don't know that I've ever really addressed this on this channel, but I think right now might be a good time to do it. With tournament season kicking off and just fishing as a whole starting to pick up, down south, they're kind of in full swing of it. And in the next couple of months, we'll be fishing pretty much throughout the entire country. And from that standpoint, there will be a lot of people, I'm sure, that feel like they're struggling on the water. But I want to point out a couple of things. First off, if you're struggling, whatever you're doing is not working. So from that standpoint, you probably should think about changing it up a little bit versus trying to force whatever it was that you're doing into working. I think more times than not, and I would argue that pretty much 100% of the time, there's always a pattern that will generate bites. There is always a way to catch fish on your lake, no matter what time of year, no matter what time of day. There's always a way to get fish to bite. It's up to the angler to figure that out. You got to recognize what you're doing is not working, and then you got to go and have the confidence in yourself to figure out what is working. But if you're going to sit there and continue to do the same thing over and over and over again and expect the fish to start biting, you're probably not going to do that well. So from that standpoint, if you're in a slump, it probably has more to do with you not actually fishing the way that you should be fishing. So, the first thing is you got to recognize you're not doing the right thing most likely. The second thing is you got to have confidence in yourself. For me, whenever I hear somebody say that they're in a slump, really what that tells me is they need to figure out what is the right thing to be doing. So you got to go out there, you got to have confidence in yourself to make those adjustments. Sometimes you can't just sign up for a tournament and expect to figure it out during that tournament. So if you're just showing up or you're spending a day or two practicing and you're not figuring it out, and then you're going and doing the same thing in the tournament that your practice did or that you did in practice and it's not working, that's just bad decision making. So from that standpoint, you're not doing what you need to be doing. Now I recognize that you don't always figure it out, but what I will say is the best way to figure it out or get out of that slump is to go fishing more. You can't not fish and always expect to figure them out. The more you fish, the more confidence you're going to have in your decision making, the more confidence you're going to have in the different techniques and baits, and therefore you're just going to get better at fishing. So if you truly are struggling, you got to get out on the water and fish more. If that's a tournament, if you're a tournament angler, get out and fish more between tournaments. Fish more tournaments. You might end up taking a licking at some point, but the reality is the more time on the water, the better that you're going to get over time. So from that standpoint, that is really the best way to get out of it. But you also have to have the confidence in your decision making. So when I hear people say they're in a slump, generally it comes down to they're not confident in themselves, and two, they're not making the right decisions. So from that standpoint, those are really what need to be adjusted. Sounds easy, it is not, but you got to get out and fish more if you expect to have better results on the water. And try different things, mix it up. If it's not working, go do something else. You'd be amazed at how often you pick up a bait you've never used before, and all of a sudden you start catching some fish and you start getting some confidence in that bait, and therefore you just added a new tool to your arsenal and you've become a better angler. So you got to recognize the slump is just telling you got to change things up. And when you do that, you probably become a better angler in the long run. So the slumps may hurt when you're in one, but you got to recognize when you get out of it and you figure it out, you feel that much better. So just a quick, easy video today. Slumps are more mindset. They're just clues telling you to change it up, guys. That's all it is. You can never have a bad day on the water. As they always say, a bad day on the water beats a good day in the office, and I do think that that holds true. So hopefully this helps you, gives you a little bit of confidence to get out there and continue to work to become a better angler. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Stay tuned, new video coming out tomorrow.